Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new compact FPV racer from SKYSTAR. This is a GHOSTRIDER X95 and there is nothing else than the basic 95mm 3S FPV racer. It's not an HD model, as now very popular. It's a classic one, but we still have some F4 board, omnibus based. Okay, we have some 48 channel video transmitter, outputting up to 200 milliwatts, and thanks to the ERC tram protocol we can select everything from the VFrag V-band and the output power from our OSD command stick. That's great. We have some 1103 motors, some 4-in-1 ESC, 20 ampere up to 25 ampere in peak. So in theory we should be able to run this machine in 4S as well. So let's discover this machine, and I would say the main characteristics. And we have some really nice internal lights and some Larsen light effects. That's really nice. The main advantages for maybe for FPV indoors race or some night flight capacities. Let's discover the content of this box. Okay, I received the PNP version. You can find the GHOSTRIDER as well in with the FierSky in D16 with thanks to XM Plus receiver, or in FlySky thanks to a built-in HDS2 compatible receiver, and I think also in a Spectrum DSM2 DSMX compatibility. So what we have just a few elements, one unique bag where you can find 4 spare props. There are some 3 blades, some 2040 edition if I'm not wrong, and there are more or less some 50mm of diameters. And for the PNP version you can find the plug for the SBUC connection or DSM2 connection. You will have a 3 port on the flight controller when you can plug your receiver. So I will also install an FierSky XM Plus. We have also either way this kind of bracelet with a carbon element. Okay, so the gift. That's all. And no, we have also a set of stickers. Okay, where SKYSTARS is written everywhere for advertising. Nothing else, no instruction manual in the box at all. So let's discover a little bit the machine. And as you can see, all the frame of the machine is fully plastic based. So the main open question, when the battery will be installed, with the total weight, will be this structure durable enough and for example a frontal crash? That will be the main question. But at least they added another branch in the typical prop guard system. So we have 1, 2 corresponding to the main square plastic frame, inner one, and also some 4 other one maintaining and holding the main prop guard. So we can expect something a little bit more durable than classic we say prop guard system. So it's flexible, of course, so it's not a bad thing because it can absorb part of the kinetic energy like this. But the plastic is not bad, a good quality one, so it could be I think it will be able to absorb a lot of mechanical stress in case of shock. So it's not a bad situation. So if you're flying over grass, over soft ground, some stuff like this, I'm not really afraid of major damage. Okay, it could be another completely story over concrete or some stuff like this, so don't expect miracle for this. Everything is plastic transparent, that's great. The props are completely transparent, so we shouldn't see anything in the field of view of the camera. So we have a tiny model, no specific brand is given. What we know, it's a 113 sensor model, CMOS based, very with a light sensitivity of 0.1 lux, so we should handle light transition not badly. assumed to be either in NTSC or CMOS, but I don't see any button to select the type of video system. What we have a field of view of 115 degrees, large enough. Is good. In my point of view, is a good choice. Not too wide, not too narrow for outdoors application. And good news, you can select the lens orientation from almost 0 degrees, as you can see here, and you can just raise the camera lens. So a little bit tricky, but you can adjust up to, look that, without inclusion. In fact, you can even adjust more, but in this case you will have the canopy occlusion in the field of view, but you can see the maximum angle is very aggressive. We're something about above 50-60%, so largely enough and compatible with aggressive flight skill. Okay, so we'll adjust something like this, and you can see that for the 0 degrees, not a big problem for more beginners friendly application. So what we have, the frame and the inner rectangle, followed by the outer prop guard system, so should be okay. And if you want to know a little bit the thickness of the structure, even it's plastic, is about 3 millimeters for the main inner one, and a little bit less for the plastic of the prop guard 1.5. Okay, we have for the motors some SKYSTARS branded, so no real indication, but what we know is there are some 1103, if I'm not wrong, spinning at 6,100, if I'm not wrong, kV. So another question, are they also compatible with 4S? I think yes. I think yes, especially in 3-blade edition, is stressing a little bit less motor. So thanks to the 20 ampere ESC, we have a back of 2 ampere for the flight controller board. The motor are not spinning too fast. I am optimistic for the 4S application of this machine, whatever. Okay, so let's continue. And as you can see, we have a main, huge, tall, central transparent plastic. Okay. Old, everything is old thanks to this, you will see here, I'll take a screwdriver, we have here all the canopy is all by this 1, 2, 3, 4 M2X screws. So another question will be how these screws, and especially the plastic surrounding the screws, the thread, plastic thread will handle a stress on the top canopy. And I'm a little bit afraid that versus time, versus crashes, the thread will have some gaps, some loose, and finally the screws is no more playing, is on all roll, so you will lose your canopy versus time. So, and mean that in this case you will have to change the top canopy structure. Okay, so that's an open question, but it's tall, so in order to avoid the prop guards, props occlusion, that's great, and it's nice. And I think, and it's for sure, the main function of this transparent is to propagate the light of the system. So I will plug the XT30 connector with the battery, and you will see we will have a lot of light out of the box. Look that we have some lights and light effects. 4 LEDs can be found on a specific LEDs board. Okay, and we have some pre-programmed lights. So of course the lights function is turned on in Betaflight. For the Betaflight we have the version 3.5.3, so almost one of the last, so that's not bad. Let's give some information. We have a 95 millimeters. Let's check that. Yes, look that. Yes, we have a 95 millimeters motor to the motors. We have a pure extractor. Okay, and let's give some information about the weight. So, as I said, I've got the PNP version, so I will have to add the weight of the XM Plus receiver with the, for example, the small cable given. So let's have a look. So we are already. Oh, sounds to be not so heavy, and I think I didn't install it correctly. Okay, we are already 86.2 grams without the battery, without the receiver system. So I will have to add this small tiny 3-position cable. Okay, I'm not adding a lot, 0.1 gram, and the XM Plus receiver. Of course, if you have a PNP, please thanks to flash it with firmware compatible with the RSSI exportation on the last channel. So we're already close to 87.7 gram, and let's add, for example, this 3S 350 milliamps powers, and we are something about 104.3 grams with everything added. Okay, so maybe we'll be able to see a little bit much better. Okay, so a little bit heavy for a plastic structure. By the way, what I can say about this machine, it won't be the ultimate electronic advanced machine of the years of the 2019, but the electronic compound sounds robust. Okay, and this machine is to perform some night application in FPV or with some indoors racing once. Okay, when you want to eliminate the machine over specific trajectories and so on. So to play a little bit with this function, now I will solder the XM Plus. Well, solder just because, as I said previously, we have a free port, okay, on the flight controller. So I would just solder this extremity to my XM Plus, okay, and go to Betaflight to check the default configuration. I already checked it, and it's pretty well done out of the box. Probably make some little adjustment, okay, and then go in the field. Let's check that. We have the machine a little bit disassembled, so I had to remove the 4 screws and 2 screws I talked about a few instants ago. So I attach, thanks to the cable, my FlySky XM Plus, and as I said previously, you will need to attach the free plug provided in the PNP version here, okay, in this port, 3-position port. So we can see that whatever you have the PNP or BNF version, you will have to disassemble these main towers, okay, in order at least to bind your machine. Another remark I forgot to mention previously, the default props configuration is a classic one. So if you want maybe to enjoy a little bit more grassless, I would say, fly mode, okay, you can install the prop out configuration, but in this case you will need to inverse the 2 front props, 2 rear one together, okay, inverse the in-belly configurator, the sense of rotation of motor, and activate the inversion as well in Betaflight. So 3 stuff to do to move from prop in to prop out configurations. So now it's time to bind. So it's a FlySky XM Plus. Be ready, okay, to bind it in D16, so FlySky X. So you will need to keep press this button while powering. So each time it's a little bit tricky. So I will use this LiPo pre-insert the plug, but not completely fully inserted. Okay, not completely. Install like this, and I will push after the XT30 connector. Okay, then press the bind button, tiny here. I hope I will be able. Yes. Okay. Then I will press the bind here, and if everything is okay, I don't see any more the light. But I should use a more transparent e-shrink, but I should have the bind right now. Okay, so it's pretty easy. What's a pity we don't have, for example, a built-in SPI FlySky receiver now. We don't need anymore to bind like this, and just do the type the bind command in CLI. It's much more easy. Okay, now it's time to go in Betaflight. Okay, so let's check the Betaflight configuration. I already pre-installed and inverse the props in order to finish the configuration of the pop-out system. So now we plug the USB. Good news, the USB is enough to power as well the receiver. Okay, let's click on connect and let's check the ports. So to be sure that you will have a working S-bus receiver, be sure to activate the serial on UART6, and notice as well that for the UART3 we have the ERC tram protocol turned on. So let's check now the configuration, and as I said, I will use more the prop out system, so I will have secondly to inverse the sense of rotation. The G-Shock 600 is turned on by default. Notice that the motor idle is set to 6, okay, maybe to avoid some problem in the stabilization, to minimize a little bit the prop wash problem. Okay, no specific board alignment. We have the barometer turned on. We can disable it in order to save a little bit some CPU usage. We can easily, thanks to the F4 board, turn everything to 8 kilos. Okay, and we have the OSD name. It's GR-X90, and it should be the GHOSTRIDER 95. Okay, it's more 95 here because 95 millimeters. By default, at least for the PNP version, we have the serial-based protocol turned on, and more particularly for S-Bus. Okay, and let's continue. We have the telemetry send. Okay, the red street, very important. Our mode is turned on by default, whatever the mode, and as well the anti-gravity and the dynamic filter. So I will remove the anti-gravity there mode to just apply them on my specific flight mode. But I will turn on permanently the dynamic filter and of course OSD. Let's continue. We have already a buzzer, but if you need something more louder, some stuff, or the buzzer for Pullman, you can turn on them and check the volume in Betaflight configurator. Okay, we can save these parameters. Okay, and let's continue a little bit more in the other panel. So we have the default one for LiPo, 3.3 for the minimum and 3.5 for warning. Phase save is a default one. Let's check now the more important. I will say the PIDs. It sounds that they changed a little bit the default one, at least for the integral port. For the feed forward as well. Okay, and we have something set to more 1000 in order to make some flips. And okay, so for the YA command, as you know, my personal choice is to apply more something linear. Is okay for me. I will save that, and let's check the filter settings. We have oh, it seems that they changed a little bit, they optimized a little bit as well the filter settings. Okay, so let's check the other, but since we already did the tour, the receiver. So I will turn on my radio and everything is okay. So by default we are in aero and elevator, throttle, rudder, channel mapping. So if you have a Taranis X7 and so on, you will have to change this one to the last one, okay, because it's not in general bass throttle. My FSky SM Plus is not flashed with the firmware exporting the RSSI on the last channel, so what's a pity. We'll have to do, but if you already did, please select the last one, so it should be the 12th one, and here to enjoy the RSSI on USD. So it's good to apply a deadband for the RC and NEO. Okay, so now let's check the mode. We have the arming sequence here, great, and let's check the default one, beeper on aux2. What I will do, since my aux1 is a 3 position, I will do something more, something like this, okay, more in the middle, okay, like this, and then in upper is not harm, in the middle is beeping, and when it's down is harm. Okay, let's check that, yes. So now my second 3 position flight mode will be the flight mode, so angle, Okay, let's check that. Check. Okay, like this, and little horizon for the second one, and I will set aux2 as well. And the third is acro plus air mode, which was in the middle in factory settings. Okay, I don't change it, and I will also turn on the where is it, the anti-gravity. Is here. Okay, was not so far. X2, and on the last one like this. Okay, I can save. Okay, so and look that from the original setting we had a flip over crash on the aux3. Good news for me, it's also a 2-position switch, so I will keep exactly like this for the aux3. So we are ready to continue. I will press save in case if I was not done. Let's check now the OSD layout. Sounds we have something more in the NTSC, so I will click here. Not necessary. So you will see that the tab here, well, strange settings, default settings. So let's so if you have the Sky XM Plus flash with the right one, press this one. Okay, and put it in the corner like this. The main battery, the crosshair, so you can disable a lot of stuff like this. Craft name. Okay, we start to be more clear. We have also the main battery voltage and some other element, average cells voltage, so it's up to you, and also the information if it's disarmed or not. So I will remove it. Okay, and we have also the information of anti-gravity. I will also remove it to be more free, and then I will deploy. We'll say, for example, here the information. So I want to be sure that it will work in NTSC. Okay, so I will just be above like this, and flight mode. So timer 2, so the time spent armed. Okay, sometimes it's very important, and the battery voltage like this. Okay, so we can deploy a little bit like this, the layout. We can save. Let's check in the NTSC what is doing. Not bad. Okay, we can adjust a little bit for 4 milliamps powers LiPo, and now it's time to upload a better and wider font. So upload the font to the flight controller. Okay, we need to reboot. So we are done for the OSD, and check now the last settings about the LEDs. So let's check the first one. We have the throttle Larsen scanner effect indicator. The opponent one the same, and the more inner one, as you can see, the second, each of them indicating exactly the same Larsen indicator and throttle. So 3 functions associated with the light. So we did the tour. Forget to check the default Betaflight 3.1, and of course each time strongly advised to dump all the command. Okay, so I already did before to start this video. So I already inverse physically the props. Okay, the front left with the front right, the rear one left with the rear right. Turn on the inversion of the motors in Betaflight. Now we have to work in BLE configurator to reverse the sense of rotation of motors. Okay, we are in BLE configurator. I didn't yet plug the battery, just the USB. I will press connect. Connecting, so be sure to disable before the other one. Okay. Connecting, so in case unplug everything, replug and reconnect. Okay, now when you are in this screen, you will have to press to connect the battery and to finish to read the setup of the ESC. Okay, so we press here. Okay, the battery is plugged. You don't have all the ESC music sequence because we are in programming mode. Press read setup. Ta-da-da, and we are go. So you can see out of the box with the propane configuration, the ESC1 is normal, ESC2 reverse, 3 reverse, and 4 normal. We have to inverse, so reverse here, normal here, and reverse here. Okay, let's continue. I will activate brake and stop, and why not after 2 minutes the beacon delay to buzz, and here you can increase the buzzer volume for the poor man, but we will write all the setup for all the 4 ESC at least to indicate that we reverse the motors. Now we are done and we can fly in the field to test the machine. Let's go. The demo flight of the GHOSTRIDER X95. The camera is turned by default in pale configuration. I didn't find a way to switch to NTSC. Whatever, I will start to fly it in lost condition to show you the punch out in 3S basic 350 mAh LiPo. Well, we can carry 500. So we will see already how this machine is powerful or not, and then continue in FPV. Okay, let's power this little GHOSTRIDER. Oh, yes, here buzzing well. So it's cloudy today. It was raining a few instants ago, and then it will rain in a couple of hours. So we press recording, is done, and let's start the machine. Okay. Oh, and to turn on the radio is better. Okay, it's done. Oh, okay. I found the motors a little bit noisy. You can hear some vibration. I hope you won't see anything in the footage. Let's do more in loss. Oh, yes, I can feel that. I can hear some oscillation, but not so bad, huh? Okay, let's see a punch on. Well, wow, not bad. Let's see a prop wash. Yes, we should have some. Okay, not so bad. I like the light, huh? Very pretty nice. Okay, let's continue now in FPV. This machine is noisy, so if the canopy is transparent, the sound is not invisible for sure. So let's continue in FPV. Okay, let's conclude about this SKYSTARS GHOSTRIDER X95, and to make short, don't buy this machine. The camera FPV is pretty poor in terms of light performances. Super, I will say the dark, etc. The light transition are not well taken into account, etc., etc. So pretty poor camera, basic CMOS one. Absolutely not 0.1 lux as expected, completely lies. But I would say the most negative point, as you saw in the video, and all the PID optimization I attempt, as soon as you input more than 55-60% of throttle input, this machine is full of vibration, amazing. It's almost inflatable, it's horrible. You can hear the machine trembling like this, oh my god, like a mad cow. So it's incredible. So I don't know where it's coming from, the frame, the top canopy structure, whatever, we don't care. To solve this machine we have to change the frame and the camera, so buy directly another machine without any problem like this, okay? So I don't find any positive points. Maybe yes, the lights, okay, why not? If you want absolutely such kind of layout of lights, why not? But avoid this machine. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this new video. If you like it, please submit, because it's important for YouTube right now. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Click on the bell to be advertised when the next video will be pushed. And see you next time. Bye bye.